Welcome to the Bullvine Podcast, your go-to source for inside stories, cutting-edge research, and the latest updates in the world of dairy farming. Our 130th episode explores how Trump's second inaugural address affects dairy farmers. So please grab a glass of milk, sit back, and let's get started with this episode.
President Donald Trump gave his second inaugural speech in Washington, D.C., focusing on economic growth, trade policies, and reducing rules that could seriously affect the U.S. dairy industry. His plans to boost local production and change trade deals mean dairy farmers might face both good and bad changes. As Trump's new term starts, those in the dairy industry must keep an eye on these shifts and be ready to adapt.
President Trump's economic plans could help the dairy sector by boosting local production and exports. His policies might include tax cuts, reducing farmers' costs, and allowing them to invest more in their farms. This can lead to better tools, improved production, and higher efficiency. These tax cuts would provide quick relief and aim for long-term growth in the industry. In his address, Trump emphasized his commitment to economic growth, stating, "From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected again all over the world. We will be the envy of every nation, and we will not allow ourselves to be taken advantage of any longer." Trump also wants to improve roads, resources, and the internet in rural areas, where most dairy farms are. This can help move dairy products faster, cutting costs and boosting the U.S. dairy industry's global position. While the economic focus is promising, Trump's trade policies are tricky. Boosting local production might help dairy farmers at home. Still, tariffs and new trade deals could disrupt established export routes, potentially leading to longer transit times and increased costs.
President Trump's trade strategies significantly affect the dairy sector, both good and bad. He plans to change trade deals to help U.S. dairy products reach more places worldwide. This follows his America First policy, which aims to open new markets by removing barriers. However, Trump's actions, like the import tariffs, also bring challenges. In his speech, Trump declared, "We will tariff and tax foreign countries to enrich our citizens." He also announced the establishment of an external revenue service to collect tariffs, duties, and revenues, stating, "It will be massive amounts of money pouring into our treasury, coming from foreign source." These tariffs protect U.S. industries like dairy from foreign competition. However, they might also lead other countries to add tariffs, risking trade partnerships. This can mess up export routes, change market dynamics, and lower profits for U.S. dairy businesses. This puts farmers in a tough spot. While Trump's policies might boost local production and exports, they could also cause trade tensions. Farmers might have to deal with changing global market demands and price swings, which require quick adaptation. Protectionist policies might help local businesses, but dairy experts need to plan carefully for their effects.
Under President Trump's stricter immigration rules, the dairy industry faces significant challenges because it relies on immigrant workers. These rules could make it even harder to find enough workers, leading to higher farm costs. Trump emphasized his stance on immigration, stating, "First, I will declare a national emergency at our southern border. All illegal entry will immediately be halted, and we will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places from which they came." To cope, farms should consider using machines and new technologies. Automation like milking, feeding, and cleaning machines can help farms rely less on human workers. Although these technologies cost a lot up front, they can save money over time by keeping production steady. Investing in technology allows dairy farms to handle worker shortages and still produce quality milk.
The 2025 presidential speech discussed less strict rules that could change the dairy business, especially about the environment and food safety. With fewer rules, dairy farms could save money and work better, increasing profit and growth. Trump declared, "Today, I will sign a series of historic executive orders. With these actions, we will begin the complete restoration of America and the revolution of common sense." It's all about common sense. Farmers must keep high environmental and food safety standards, even with fewer rules. Customers still want safe, good quality dairy products, so producers must invest in sustainable practices and follow good guidelines, even if the law doesn't make them. New technologies that save resources and reduce waste, like precision farming, will also be necessary. Also, researching unique markets with specific standards, like organic certification, can help farms stay strong, even if the rules change. While fewer rules might make things easier and cheaper, focusing on the environment and product quality is vital to maintain customers' trust and succeed long-term.
In a time of change and uncertainty, the dairy industry must focus on being flexible and using new ideas to succeed under President Trump's rule. Farmers should use the latest technologies to make their work easier, reduce the need for workers, and stay competitive in the U.S. and internationally. By using these tools, dairy farms can improve their processes, lower costs, and make better products, which will help them succeed in the market and shape their future. A thoughtful way for dairy farmers to deal with the unpredictable nature of trade and protectionist strategies is to diversify where they sell and what they offer. Finding new places to sell and expanding their products helps them cope with changes in current trade deals or markets. This reduces their reliance on single markets and opens up growth opportunities in new areas. For instance, exploring new export markets or introducing value-added dairy products can mitigate the risks of trade changes and potentially increase profits. Using technology like precision farming tools, automated milking systems, and advanced data tracking, farmers can make quick, smart decisions to use resources better and increase production. Investing in these new ideas helps them adapt quickly to changes in policy or trade. Being ready to adjust will be key to dairy farmers' success in this changing economy. Innovation solves immediate problems and creates a path for continued growth and stability in an uncertain future. Focusing on being adaptable makes the audience feel prepared and active in the face of change. The dairy industry must focus on innovation and flexibility to succeed in this changing world. Using technologies like precision farming tools and automated milking systems can make work more efficient and reduce the need for labor. Trying new markets and product lines can reduce the risks of trade changes.
President Trump's policies bring both chances and problems for the dairy industry. On the positive side, his plans to cut regulations could make things easier and cheaper for dairy farmers, possibly increasing profits. Also, his tax changes might reduce the amount farmers owe in taxes, allowing them to put more money back into their businesses. However, there are also risks. Trump's focus on protecting American products could lead to tensions with Canada's quota system, making international sales more difficult. While new trade agreements might open up markets, they could also upset established trading paths, threatening dependable sales channels. On the positive side, his tax changes might reduce the amount farmers owe in taxes, potentially freeing up more capital for investment in their businesses. Stricter rules on immigration might make it harder to find the necessary workers that dairy farms depend on. With fewer immigrant workers available, costs could rise, and farms might have to spend money on machines to do the work instead, which is tough for smaller farms with limited budgets. Although there is hope for economic growth in the economy and rural areas, not all farmers may benefit equally. The success of new trade deals and monetary policies will depend on how they are implemented and how the world market reacts. Dairy farmers must stay flexible and consider policy changes to manage this complex situation well. Despite these challenges, there is cautious hope about milk prices in 2025. Some experts think milk might reach $25, but it's not guaranteed. Because of strong global demand, the U.S. dairy industry is expected to grow through 2025.
The changes in U.S. trade policies under Trump might greatly affect dairy farmers outside the U.S. As America aims to increase its dairy exports and change trade deals, farmers from other countries could face more competition globally. This means they might lose market share where the U.S. gets better access, and they may need to lower prices or improve quality to stay in the game. These trade shifts could bring both new opportunities and challenges. Non-U.S. farmers might benefit from selling dairy in places where U.S. products are less competitive due to tariffs. However, they might also face more price changes due to shifting supply and demand and currency value changes affecting dairy exports. International dairy farmers should diversify their products and improve their efficiency through technology to keep up. They may need to find new markets so they don't rely too heavily on traditional partners. Additionally, farmers must focus on sustainable practices and changing consumer preferences for organic and plant-based products.
As President Trump's new term starts, the dairy industry faces challenges and growth opportunities. Issues like insufficient workers and tricky trade situations are challenges, but tax changes and reducing regulations offer possibilities. Dairy farmers should stay strong by keeping up with policy changes, using new technologies, and exploring different markets. The main goal is to be flexible and try new things to handle uncertainties. Farmers can improve their global competitiveness by working together and watching new laws. Ultimately, adapting to change and staying creative will be key to success in this new era. As the dairy sector experiences Trump's second term, success will depend on adjusting to policy changes, using the latest technology, and finding new market opportunities. By staying informed and ready, dairy farmers and processors can strengthen their position in this changing economic and political landscape.
Thank you for tuning in to the Bullvine Podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's insightful discussion. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a review. Catch you next time on the Bullvine Podcast, where bovine expertise and community come together.